The world around Elias never seemed to stop. Every day brought more noise, more demands, more pressure. The streets were crowded. The voices were endless. Everyone seemed to know where they were going. But Elias felt lost. He carried burdens he could not explain, worries that followed him from sunrise to sunset. Fear whispered that he would never find peace. Yet deep within his heart, a quiet longing remained. A longing for rest, a longing for hope, a longing for something greater than the chaos around him. Then, in the middle of the noise, something unexpected happened. A path appeared. Not loud, not demanding, simply waiting. At the end of that path stood a shepherd, calm, steady, unshaken by the storm around him. Elias felt drawn toward him, not by force, but by peace. For the first time in a long while, he sensed that he did not have to carry every burden alone. So he took a step forward, then another, leaving the noise behind. The shepherd led Elias into wide open fields. Green pastures stretched farther than his eyes could see. The wind moved gently through the grass. The warmth of the sunlight rested on his face. Here, there was no rush, no pressure, no fear, only peace. The shepherd was teaching him an important truth. Rest is not weakness. Rest is a gift. Sometimes the strongest thing we can do is stop striving and trust the one who guides us. Slowly, Elias began to breathe differently. His heart became lighter. His soul began to find rest. Soon, they came to still waters. The river reflected the sky like a mirror. Everything was calm. Everything was quiet. Elias knelt beside the water and looked into his reflection. He saw the weariness he had carried for so long. He saw the fear, the doubts, the disappointments. Yet he also saw something new. Hope. The shepherd had brought him to a place where healing could begin. Not because his problems had disappeared, but because he was no longer facing them alone. The still waters reminded him that peace grows where trust begins. But the journey was not finished. Ahead stood a valley filled with shadows. The path became darker. The mountains rose high around them. Fear returned. Questions returned. Elias wondered if he should turn back. Yet the shepherd kept walking, calm, confident, present. Then Elias remembered, "Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me." The valley was real, but so was the shepherd, and his presence was greater than the darkness. In the middle of the valley, something remarkable appeared. A table prepared with abundance. Light shone brightly in the darkness. Peace stood where fear expected victory. Elias could hardly believe what he saw. The shepherd was showing him another truth. God's provision is not limited by our circumstances. Even in difficult seasons, He provides strength. He provides comfort. He provides peace. The darkness remained around them, yet it could not overcome the light. Elias sat at the table and and rested. His heart was beginning to understand. Then the shepherd poured out a blessing. Warm light surrounded Elias. The weight he had carried began to lift. The fear that once controlled him began to fade. The emptiness inside him was being replaced with hope. The shepherd's care was more than protection. It was restoration. More than guidance, it was healing. More than provision, it was overflowing grace. Just as the psalm says, "You anoint my head with oil, my cup overflows." And Elias realized that what God gives is always greater than what fear tries to take away. At last, the journey opened into a beautiful horizon. Endless fields, flowing rivers, golden skies, peace beyond measure. Elias looked back and saw how far he had come. The chaos no longer controlled him. The valley no longer defined him. The shepherd had been faithful through every step, through every challenge, through every shadow, through every victory. And now Elias understood the promise of Psalm 23. "Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever." The journey was never just about reaching a destination. It was about learning to trust the shepherd and discovering that his presence is the greatest peace of all.